From Omro down to Mayville, from Rosendale to the Ledge, and everywhere in between, it's time to get you caught up on everything happening in the Flyway Conference. This is the Flyway Focus Sport Report, your home for the best whip-around coverage of your favorite local teams. Now, with all the latest, here's Jordan King.
Good state semifinal Friday morning to you. Coming up tonight at Slinger, Mayville football will put its undefeated season on the line and try to punch its ticket to state for the third time in the past 5 years. Tonight, the Cards play Lake Country Lutheran. The Lightning tied with Racine St. Catharines to win the Metro Classic Conference this season. LCL 11-1 on the year, their only loss coming to Racine St. Cat's back in Week 4. To get to this point, Lake Country Lutheran beat Kiel, Wittenberg, Burnhamwood, and New Glarus. Meanwhile, Mayville had arguably the most difficult path of any number one seeds, having to play an excellent fourth-seeded Winnebago Lutheran on top of one of the best offenses in the state in Amherst a week ago. The Lightning are led by all-conference quarterback Connor Lubbers. Lubbers has thrown for more than 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns this season. He's also a rushing threat. Last week against New Glarus, he ran for 166 yards and 5 touchdowns. Lake Country Lutheran's top runner is Nathan Groff. He ran for 626 yards and 9 touchdowns to this point. The Lightning have also had 2 500-yard receivers this year. Junior Ethan Hans and sophomore Parker Baranek both have 526 yards receiving and 12 combined touchdowns. Senior Gavin Mosier has 383 yards and 4 touchdowns receiving. Lubbers had the big day last week for Lake Country, just like Landon Baker had for the Cardinals. Baker went for 226 total and all 4 Mayville touchdowns in the last-second come-from-behind win against Amherst last week. Let's talk line play. In the trenches, Mayville will face one of the premier linemen in the state in Adam Anderson. Anderson was an all-conference pick both offensively and defensively. He was the Metro Classic Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and it's easy to see why. Anderson made 64 tackles, including a whopping 32 for loss and 15.5 sacks on the season. A big test for the great line unit for the Cardinals. The other defensive standouts for Lake Country Lutheran are linebacker Evan Roll and Tyson Groff. Groff has 20 tackles for loss and 9 sacks. Roll has 12 tackles for loss and 5 sacks. And Lubbers shows up again in the defensive backfield. He had 5 interceptions to go along with 2 fumble recoveries, 7 total turnovers he played a part of. This time of year, we always talk about that turnover battle. Coming into this game, Mayville has forced 16 turnovers defensively, including 2 of them last week, and Lake Country Lutheran has forced 13 this season. This one sets up to be a good one. Get on down to Slinger and catch the final opportunity for some Friday night lights tonight. If you can't be there, I'll be on the call with Radio Plus's coverage of Mayville in the state semifinal. You can find that on YouTube. We'll be back in the morning with the score, highlights, and stats. We'll talk to you then. For the Flyway Focus Sports Report, I'm Jordan King.